So, whenever the topic of rare earth minerals comes up, there's one story you always hear. China has a complete stranglehold on the world's supply, and they're not afraid to use it as a geopolitical weapon. But what if that's not really the whole picture? What if the real reason for their strategy is something much, much closer to home?
Okay, so let's start with a story everyone thinks they know, this idea of rare earths as China's ultimate trump card. And look, it's not hard to see why this narrative took hold. China doesn't just dig these critical minerals out of the ground, they have an iron grip on the entire supply chain. From the actual mining to the incredibly complex separation and refining process, all the way to producing the super powerful magnets that modern tech literally runs on.
And this is where it gets really serious. This isn't just about consumer electronics. We're talking thousands of kilograms of this stuff in a single guided missile destroyer or a nuclear sub. Every advanced fighter jet, every targeting system, they just don't work without this Chinese-controlled supply chain. The dependency is absolute.
But then, a simple, almost accidental conversation in an elevator, of all places, suggests we might be missing a massive piece of the puzzle here. I mean, can you imagine? A science editor is just riding an elevator and overhears this from a top Chinese rare earth scientist. It's a throwaway comment, but it completely flips the script. The idea that China's own demand is actually bigger than what they can produce, that changes everything. And that just leads you to this huge question. What if the main reason for all this control isn't about denying rare earths to the rest of the world, but about making absolutely sure they have enough for themselves? Okay, so if China's internal demand is really that massive, where is it all going? Let's follow the minerals and see what's really happening inside China. How about this for a number? 70%. That's the percentage of the world's electric vehicles that are now built in China. And you better believe the advanced motors in every single one of those EVs are absolutely packed with rare earth materials. And this chart, wow, it really puts that into perspective, doesn't it? In just 2023, China built 5 times more EVs than the United States and 7 times more than Germany. The crucial part here is that a huge chunk of these cars are for its own people, creating this gigantic internal appetite for these minerals.
And it's not just cars. The exact same story is playing out in green energy. Take a look at offshore wind power. Just 7 years ago, China had about 5 gigawatts of capacity. Today, it's over 42. That is more than the rest of the entire world combined. And those huge generators in every turbine, they need powerful rare earth magnets to work.
And get this, that's just what's up and running today. In the development pipeline right now is a staggering 593 gigawatts of new wind projects. The future demand just from this one sector is almost hard to wrap your head around.
And if you look at what's coming next in Beijing's 5-year plan, this demand is just going to explode. We're talking about industries built around millions of humanoid robots, next-gen nuclear and fusion reactors, a full-scale military modernization, and fleets of self-driving vehicles. Every single one of these ambitions is incredibly hungry for rare earths.
So what does this all add up to? Well, this massive domestic need completely changes the why behind their strategy. It's not just about geopolitical leverage anymore. It's about creating a powerful, virtuous circle for their own economy. This slide nails the shift perfectly. Think about it. 20 years ago, if China banned rare earth exports, they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot. All the high-tech factories were somewhere else, and they still had to import the finished goods. But today, the game has totally changed. The high-tech factories are in China. An export ban doesn't hurt them anymore. It actually helps them. It creates this incredible self-sustaining loop. Step 1, you control the raw materials. Step 2, you funnel those materials directly into your own high-tech factories. Step 3, those factories pump out affordable goods, like EVs and electronics, for your own citizens. And the result? The entire domestic system, from the mine all the way to the consumer, gets stronger and more resilient. So once you see it this way, once you understand this internal logic, you have to look at every single move China makes with rare earths in a totally new light. And this quote from Stephen Chen just gets to the absolute heart of it. For China, every ton of rare earths that leaves the country is now seen as a massive opportunity lost. That's a ton of material that could have gone into building their own cars, their own wind turbines, their own future. And that leaves us with a really fascinating and frankly, kind of chilling final thought.
Maybe the West's biggest problem isn't that China is pointing a trade weapon at them. Maybe the real long-term challenge is that China is simply hungry. It's feeding its own incredible ambitions first, and the rest of the world might soon be fighting over the scraps.